Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to day 9 of Advented Code. It is Friday night. I'm fully expecting something pretty difficult compared to the past few days, but goods ready. Let's see what our problem is. You ride the camel through the sandstorm and stop where the ghost maps told you to stop. The sandstorm subsides, somehow seeing you standing at an oasis. The camel goes to get some water and you stretch your neck. As you look up, you discover it must be yet another giant floating island, this one made of metal. This must be where the parts to fix the sand machines come from. There's even a hang glider partially buried in the sand here. Once the sun rises and heats up the sand, you might be able to use the glider and hot air to get all the way up to the middle island. While you wait for the sun to rise, you admire the oasis hidden here in the middle of the desert island. Must have a delicate ecosystem. You might as well take some ecological readings while you wait. Maybe you can report the environmental stability to find someone at the oasis. Okay, you pull out your handy oasis and sand stability sensor. Okay, analyze your surroundings. The oasis produces a report of many values and how they are changing over time or puzzles inputs. Each line of the report contains the history of a single value. For example, okay. To best protect the oasis, your environmental report should include a prediction of the next value in each history. To do this, start by making a new sequence from the difference at each step of your history. That sequence is not all zeros. Repeat this process using the sequence you just generated as the input sequence. Once all the values in your latest sequence are zeros, you can extrapolate the next value of the original history should be. The above statement, okay, because the values increase by 3 step, the first sequence of differences that you generate will be 3 through 3. The sequence has fewer values and the input has one fewer value than the input sequence because at each step it considers 2 numbers from the input. Since these values aren't all 0, repeat the process. Values differ by 0 each step, so the next sequence is 0, 0. That means you have enough information to extrapolate the history. Okay. To extrapolate, start by adding a new 0 to the end of your list of zeros. Because the zeros represent differences between 2 values above them, that also means there's a new placeholder in every sequence above it. Two, three, four. Okay. Okay. Processing. So grab our lines first. So they're all going to be the same. So if we go ahead and we're going to go ahead and map these. And we're going to return L.split on spaces, right? Yeah. And actually go ahead and map this to convert it to a number. So this will give me an array of our numbers. I'm doing an array of an array, that way I can subsequently put the rest of them in this array. Okay. So after we map that, now I need to extrapolate. Okay, so this is going to be I don't remember what they called it. Sequence. So what we're going to have to do is for sequences for each. I don't want to map them to get our answer. Let's just call it next vals. Sequence.map. So we have our sequence here. So what we need to do is, it's a number of a number. Maybe I don't need to do the number of a number. What if I instead do here? So we have our sequence. So we need to do while next sequence dot filter, it's gonna filter and does not equal 0, length is greater than 0. We're gonna go through, disable for the entire file, and we're gonna do next sequence is gonna equal next sequence reduce return next. So we need to do to check is if, actually I do need the index. If index is greater than 0, we're gonna do some logic. Otherwise, we're gonna return, actually, if it equals 0, we'll return next. Otherwise, we'll return next with value minus next index minus 1. Okay. So this should at least give us our sequence. Should keep giving us our sequence. Actually, let's not. Actually, no. I do need to do this. So we'll do next sequence, and we'll do segments. I guess this also has to be a let. Actually, no. Can we do segments append or push? Next sequence. Yeah, this will keep give us the right. Okay. This will keep giving us the next sequence. And actually, I can do this here. Because I can just change this to dot length minus 1. It's just annoying me having it being spelled, calling it spelled wrong. Okay, so now we have all of our sequences. When we get to here, we are finally at 0. So what that means is that sequences map, but I need to go reverse. Reverse. This is gonna be, we're gonna reverse. This is gonna be val index. Index equals, again, this. Actually, do I need an array here? It's gonna give me just sequences. Actually, it's probably good to have that array though. Okay, so if it is 0, so if our index is currently 0, that means we're just gonna return 0. Right? So then if our index is 1, it's going to be the last. I can't do this map because I don't have the one we're currently building. Right? I can't. I need my next values as I'm going through this. So this is gonna be a for each instead. No return. We're just gonna do yes a return, but it's gonna be a next values push 0. Oh. Call sequence next values. How about that? Go with that. All right. Push 0. Otherwise, we're going to do is it's going to be push array index array index dot length minus 1, because that's going to get us this number, and then we're going to add that to sequences dot length minus 1. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to return this. And lots of numbers. Good. They're just straight up all not numbers. Why am I just getting straight up not numbers? That's... Not a number, not a number, not a... Good, good, good. Please tell me this is giving me even numbers. Okay. That's giving me numbers. Good. Length minus 1, filter, and end is next 0. Length is greater than 0. Okay. Sequences reduce. I feel like it's this right here. I feel like that's where my undefined are coming from. Okay. What is next? Next is it just gonna be... Oh wait, no, because next is what we're building. Yeah, wait. It's not. Sorry, it's because it's Val. Is that our issue? Okay. Alright, that seems to be helping. It seems to be never ending. That's not good. This seems to be never ending. Yeah, okay. Right, because it's... It's this minus that. Oh. It's because I'm messing this up. Right. Okay, so now that was right. It's this. This is what's wrong. It's not next. It's... It's the one above it. Or no, because I'm going through empty. It's not next. It's this, isn't it? Good. Okay. Okay, and then when it's just a reduce to sum, right? I think. V sum plus V start at 0. Whoa, what happened here? We'll see. Alrighty. Can't complain. Got it right. Yeah, alright. Sure. Okay. Okay. Of course, it would be nice to have even more history included in your report. Surely it's safe to just extrapolate backwards as well. Okay, this seems pretty straightforward as well. Let's just do const part 1. Styled correctly. Okay. So what's going to happen now is instead of going from the end, there's a different, it's not push, it's it's shift? No. Oh, because it's not gonna be that. Okay, so actually I'm gonna have to do is this. Because I'm gonna have to do is that equals array like that. this. Okay, and so this is doing it, but instead of adding, it's pushing. Pushing 0 is fine, actually. Yeah, because there's nothing there. Return 0. We're always getting the 0th value, right? It's the same thing, just always grab the 0th value. No. So this was just a pending. Was the sequence numbers reverse? Oh wait, no, go back. Sorry. This push was fine. Because this is the next values. So this is fine, but we're grabbing from here. It's the same value. Because it's grabbing the last entry. Pushing is fine. Yeah, what's wrong with this? 0. Grabs that with that. It shouldn't be that. Oh, it's because I'm not. Not right though. Okay, let's grab the test. How about that? Is it 510? Was that the Okay, so it does have these. Okay. Let me grab these. Let me do const test. Yeah, this code needs some cleaning up, but we're just kind of sending it. We're full sending this here. 22. That's not right. Yeah, okay. What do I give my next values? 3, 4, and 15. Huh. Okay. Three. Okay, so yeah, it is all correct. So this is not doing it right. So index 0, push 0, right. You want to push the array. Index we're at 0. Oh no, it's because it's this minus this now. That's what I'm messing up. Now I got negative 22. 2 minus 0. Okay, maybe I was right and it is this way around. 2. Oh, okay, I was right. It was just, okay. Fingers crossed, now we're good. 2, right, go back to input. $9.33. There we go. All right. I don't know. I had it. I just couldn't get my logic. All right, let me go through and clean this because this code is ugly and this can definitely be condensed a lot better. So let me do this and I will be right back. All right, went through and condensed the code a lot. Actually, I should say part 2. Should realize that because condensed the code down a lot because honestly most of it was just duplicated. So I went through and I figured out a way to condense it all down to only one iteration that does both parts at once. But anyways, today's problem is we're given these sequences, and more or less we are tasked with finding both the next number of the sequence and also the previous number of the sequence, I guess you could say. And you do that via calculating the differences between the numbers, and then keep calculating the differences between those numbers and those numbers until you get a sequence of all zeros. That's probably the hardest part to comprehend. If you can comprehend what that's asking, the rest of it's not too bad. For me, it's probably took me longer because I did it in TypeScript with very functional based TypeScript. That's why it kind of looks like this. Honestly, if you use a language like Java or C#, something that isn't as functional based, it probably might have been a little bit easier. But at any rate, the way I did is I go through and splice our inputs up in each line, and then we map each line into an array of sequences that make sense. So we have all of our sequences in an array. So the first index is going to be the initial array. So you can actually you can picture that our array is this. So each line is a sequence, and each line is therefore another index in our array. So this is index 0. This would be index 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we start by just mapping the actual input, which is this, and put this at index 0. And then while the last sequence just calculated, so or I guess the last sequence in the list, which is this, while it's not all zeros, we go ahead and we go through, calculate the next sequence by simply just taking the second number minus the first, third minus the second, and so on for it. Just keep getting the difference between all the numbers. Which is this is here. This is what this reduce does. Get all those, calculate the next sequence, push it onto sequences, and do this whole while loop again, making sure are these all zeros? If not, count the differences. Are these all zeros? Sorry, those are zeros, not count the differences. Zeros, count the difference. Zeros finally ends. So now we have an array of all of these values in sequences here. I reverse it. That way we start from the bottom and we go up to the top. And what we do is first index 0. So when we first start, we just simply append zeros onto the ends because again, the last, which is now the first index in our list, is all zeros. So we just can append the zeros to the end. And then for every other line, what we do is we get, so I guess it'd be this line, these numbers are getting added. So we currently have all 3 of these, but just these 3. So what we do is we get the newly added number to the index below ours, so because that's why we're going to reverse. This would be index 0, so we get the last number, which is 0, and we simply take this 0, and for part 1 we add that 0 to this 2, and that gives us 2 here. Likewise, this line would be 6 plus 2, this line would be 15 plus 8, this line would be 45 plus 23, and then that would build up our part 1, which is the 0th index of this array that gets built by this for each. I guess I could actually probably put this to a reduce, but the for each works for right now. And so yeah, so index 0 of this, which then summed up and reduced here to get part 1. Part 2 is the exact same thing, but instead of adding these 2 numbers, we will subtract these numbers. So we'll get this, or so we will get the 0 index of the current line we're at, subtract off the 0 index of the line we just came from, which is right here. Push that in again, just keep cycling and bubbling this up. Do the same logic of get, subtract, get, subtract, get, subtract until we get all the numbers. These numbers and these numbers are returned in a list of 2 number arrays. That's how we then sum it, reduce. That's how we got our answers there. Oh, explanation probably wasn't the best, but that's all. That's day 9 right there. I will probably make this not be a for each, but at any rates, that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will catch you guys all next time tomorrow for day 10. Peace out.